Hello, hello, and we're hopping into a what right now is described as a best of one, and what I don't know is going to be the result here. It was initially scheduled as a best of three, if I'm not mistaken. Seems like there were some configuration issues, and so we'll figure this all out in a later date. Right now, though, we're hopping just into this matchup as soon as possible, and B4 up to a pretty decent start here. They've got themselves a solid lead on the T side, and it doesn't look like they show any signs of stopping at the moment.
So I will say, for those of you who are concerned as to what it's actually going to be as an outlook, so I mean, we theorized that it's probably going to be asked to like be a best of one for B4. Both of these teams come into it knowing it's a best of one. They played the vetoes thinking it's a best of one. And bottom line is, even if they end up playing out the best of three, this map is going to count. And B4, if they take this one home, they aren't going to have it stolen away from them. So I am interested to see how it plays out. But I would not be shocked if they just end up playing the best of one. I think I'm with you there.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and find out here at the end of the day. Either way, B4 coming in with a nice start to this one. Ooh, but Delboni doesn't get traded right there. Still not to be traded either. He's able to sneak his way in towards ladder room. ZK Zhao tucked in towards CT spawn in a tricky angle and a nice reposition here from Delboni. Could catch suplex off guard. Certainly the case. Beautiful stuff from this guy. A huge multi-kill to net them a fourth round when things were looking so bleak.
Yeah, really well played there by the Corinthians, who maybe put a little more pep in their step in these last couple of CT rounds. I mean, it's necessary, right? Especially considering you assumed this was going to be a best of one. You can't let this half end off something like 11-4, 12-3. Now you got to put in every little mile you can.
That's just it. Grab yourself something extra here on the CT side. It's still a very solid half here for B4. You know, whenever I see something, you know, a decent little lead on the T side, I do expect good things out of them. Very CT-sided meta. Reels in.
Yep.
Completely isolated from the rest of his team. Talboni, again, with a beautiful multi-kill here. Just enough to sway them away. They've used all their utility trying to get into this one, so not a pretty start to this one for B4.
Not at all. And it does kind of look like this half's going to finish off 10-5. Best of both worlds, I'd say, right? B4, you're going to walk into the CT side happy as can be. Corinthians, you at least got a smirk on your face knowing you've done all you can to bring this one back. But at the end of the day, the second half is where we're going to end up finding out what actually happens in this. Because, look, your guess is as good as ours, to be quite honest with you. This could be a best of one. This could be a best of three. Whole world of possibilities, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just it. A little bit of confusion there. But still, if you're B4, you've already built up such a good lead here. Why not capitalize off of it? Why not convert off of it? Whether or not this ends up best of three or what. So we'll see Delboni and CK Zhao. Those are the only two I feel like that are really jumping ahead of the pack here for Corinthians. And Delboni, at least from what we've gotten to see so far, is definitely nailing some beautiful shots here. Double up towards the CT spawn here. Neither one of them landing some headshots. Finally a dink, but Dinoco still staying alive is pretty important here. And in the meantime, Corinthians going to claim that jungle control is theirs. All of B4 grouping up in CT spawn.
They were aiming to play for the retake in this round, though, so hats off to them, but now they actually have to execute on this retake. 2 flashes to use, and it already pops up high. Good blinding up on the Palace player, but the remaining parts of this force all sit in connector. They stay grouped up with one another, but still the kills start to favor the likes of B4. You can't possibly know the remaining parts of the force are in con, but you can assume, and especially if you hit shots like that, you could deliver. B4 shut down the pistol and go up 11-5.
And it looked so good as well for Corinthians, right? I love that play in Palace coming through from Showtime, who was able to stick his neck out just wide enough to find a couple of kills, but also to not get traded as easy. He was drawing in so much attention, but not much you can do about what Suplex just did to you, man. That was some sharp shooting from him. 11 now for B4 here, but of course the force spy comes through off the bomb plant. That's what we're always going to get out of these T sides, and even Showtime rocking an AK here. It's only one flash, so that's all they have to work with.
Surprising to say that the weaponry kind of favors the Corinthians in this round. I mean, you've got 2 M4s and FAMASas to play with, but that SMG is going to pose a little bit of a weakness. And even at long range now, Matios, I don't think it's going to be so easy to get out of dodge scot-free. Smoke deployed in, and he's still trying to dump in his util belt, get those grenades out, and ensure you get at least use them.
Looks like Okay, flash up towards middle. In the meantime, I like this adjustment here from Corinthians. As everyone looks to collapse towards middle, Corinthians starting to make their moves out towards the A-bomb side, and this is definitely going to blindside them here. W1's just thrown in the flash, but he has to be prepared for 4 or 5 players heading his way. HE's beautiful, though.
Spot on, and now they come popping out with every single CT starting to move in on transition. 2-for-1 trade so far, but there is still plenty of Counter-Strike left to be played in this round. Bomb dropped over in the connector side, and now the low health bars could pose a bit of a threat as Delboni is left in a 1-on-2. Half of his initial start left, and with the Galil in hand, he's got a little bit of ground to make up for. Good, rather, I think he spotted the shadow over a player in triple. I think Marios is just trying to play around with his life. 1v1, he's pulled this all the way back, but with no utility. It's going to have to be a raw win game, or aim duel. Tyranny just waiting, eagerly hoping that he comes swinging right into his crosshair. That's what he does, and even dates him up, but in the end, B4 end up closing out a really comfortable round, rather, a must-win round if they wanted to start to pull this one across the finish line.
Taking his lucky stars that Delboni didn't have an AK right there, man. Oh, Mia, that would have been a disaster. So low on HP, but Delboni's that player that you want right now in that position. The guy is right now showing up big time for them, landing some very nice shots. He's trying to get him that position in towards a replacement. But again, I want to clarify because it is a bit confusing here as to what this match even is, right? It's determining a replacement. So it doesn't guarantee that you grab yourself a position here in the RMR, right? But if there is a team that just so happens to drop out or cannot make it for some reason or another,
Give you next up.
Yeah, and that at this point is the best you can get.
Well, so far we are getting the best of B4. Probably the best we've seen them play in this entire event. You could see just newfound confidence. Surprising, too. I mean, look, it was a very close game against Isurus. I believe it was 3 maps, and the one they lost was 16-14 in the second. So they're a bit upset with how that last ended. And if there's anybody who's going to secure themselves that replacement spot, it's sure as hell going to be them with how they're playing right now.
Oboni, last man standing. This is a very dominant B floor, right? You love to see it.
Yeah.
Solid work.
And look at this confidence, too. They've literally run around the world, up mid, through apps. They just want to get this round over with, bro.
That they do. Domineering fashion as well. Not a single player dropping here, and a bonus is likely to take place in a round like this, right? If you had maybe 1 MP9, that's when you upgrade in to join the rest of your teammates with a buy here. But with 3 MP9s, this is definitely bonus territory. They're going to be utilizing this SMG to get up front and personal in your face, potentially. And so I want to see some gimmicks thrown out here for B4. This is the perfect round to do it. Test the waters for something that you won't always go for here with a comfortable 5A1S buy or op. Something along those lines.
And this could be a very important gun round right now.
Oh my, what?
Irony. Holy.
What does he even see there?
I don't know. I don't know what he sees, but I know what he's tasting. He's tasting the rainbow after that one. Holy, sit down. That gun's gone. Hold that L.
Showtime out of the server early. What a beautiful shot. Smoke going down towards the bottom of connector, and as I said, this is B4 setting themselves up on the A side to get up front personal here. They got to double up and under balcony, very close range angles if they're able to take them. They've got a multi-pronged approach here, at least they're trying to. Suplex ready to throw that smoke down, contact taken here, gets that smoke that's going to buy valuable time.
Really cool. I actually don't think I've ever seen that smoke, and it's going to completely isolate CQK from this hold, or rather this site take, and even coming up connector, this should be spotted by the cat player. Tyranny again, dude? He doesn't see anything! What is your vision, bro? It's better than, 20/20 vision.
Oh
this is insane, bro. Everybody falls without any hope in a response. Corinthians, man, I mean, even they were confused when the admin was like, yeah, this is a best of 3, but hell, it feels like the admin saved him.
Yeah, because this match is, this map, rather, not long for this world. I'll give him that much, right? B4 taking the reins on this one, and they're taking it very, very quickly here. What a dominant. I mean, that was a bonus round. Flawlessly picked up. The MP9s get upgraded onto AKs here. Statements being made from B4 here on Mirage that Corinthians not long in this map, rather. I don't know what vision Tyranny's rocking with, but I want it.
Yeah, and I want to see this B4 keep going forward, man, because this is crazy. I'm loving this CT play from them so far. But maybe not as much as they should be. Probably a bit of overconfidence in a factor here, because this is 2-on-3. Matheos playing his life in from the stairwell, trying to deny this plant. Oh, ZQK should be good for this trade, but it's bot time for Reelsin to come through on CT spawn. And Showtime's angle, I'm pretty sure it's duly noted. Yeah, that connector, rather that nade coming through from connector, tells him right where he is. 15-5, it is map, and potentially, right, this is a very loose potentially, but match point for B4. 10 rounds and 10 chances to close this one down.
Yeah, ample opportunity. That is a guarantee. Now we're going to see what they can get. Maybe some confidence building rounds here for Corinthians. That would definitely be ideal. We'll see if they can grab it here, though. It doesn't seem too possible with how well B4's playing. Like you said, a little bit overconfident in that last round, but even still for good reason, because they close it out.
This might just be it, too, right? Look at all the early damage they've added up in middle. The flash is going to come back in. You can get ready for this re-aggression because they really want to close this one out with some haste. Oh, man, 3 instant kills found from the CT side. The only response was in middle from ZQK, but it's minimalistic, man. Grand scheme, it means absolutely nothing at the bottom of connector. They just spam in through the smoke to get it done with 16-5. We tune in just about as quick as B4 tune out. They shut down Corinthians on Mirage.
That they do. About as easy as it gets right there for B4. They win up map number 1, guys. We're going to be throwing it to a quick break, and we'll update you on what this is going to look like long term. You know, if we have more maps to play or not. But we'll be right back right after this break.